So Shade is broken as you can tell, and needs a huge change already. So we're going to give him some nerfs, changes, and a hypercharge. So let's start out with those nerfs. So the number one issue is of course his damage, as we know. Now if the damage is too low, well, he's not gonna be good at all. But at the same time, if it's too high, it'll make him way too broken. So let's nerf it to 1600 damage in total. Now why did I nerf it all the way down to this amount? Well, I noticed that he can get his attacks hit very often. And thanks to his overpowered super, he can get to barrage all the time. So with this change, he can no longer 4-shot Franks. And speaking of his super, that's our next topic. Oh boy, you can really cycle that super. Because of that, we're going to remove the supercharging area. But why? Well, he can already attack your walls, so there's no point of really keeping this, unless you decide to use him in an open wide map, which is probably the wrong way to use Shade. And also we're nerfing his supercharge rate from 5 hits to 8 hits. But we aren't done, fellas. Alongside his super, he has some interesting gadgets and star powers. Like every single brawler, one dominates more than the other. For gadgets, the long arm gadget is way better to get extra shots with the extra range, while jump scare maybe could be a bit more better. So here's my new idea. So Shade will still have the slow area, but it will be slightly larger, and Shade will dash forward and stun enemies for 0.5 seconds. I think this can help out Shade to get close to enemies and escape from enemies trying to jump on him. But with star powers, there's clearly a star power that's better than another, and it seems like it's another Genji star power situation. So he has a star power called Spooky Speedster, which can give him extra speed for a really short time frame, while Hardened Hoodie gives him a shield wall super that blocks 30% of his damage. And that 30% shield is way useful for helping him survive while he rushes during that state. So let's rework Spooky Speedster before everyone forgets the star power exists. With the star power, Shade will now have a faster reload speed and projectile speed by 50%, which can really help him with his DPS and make it harder to avoid his attacks. But while we're at it, let's make a mythic gear and a hypercharge for Shade. Shade's mythic gear is Spooky Charge, where Shade will be able to charge his hypercharge 50% more faster during his super state. And speaking of which, his hypercharge is Creeping Shadow, where Shade can go invisible in this state and of course have those extra boosts in those stats. And here's a cool infographic of the summary of the video. If you want to check out another video, click on this one, and don't forget to subscribe.